Every once in a while, a horror film comes along with a premise that's so simple, so primal, that it just grabs you and doesn't let go. Well, today, we're taking a first look at a new creature feature that is already getting some serious buzz: Primate. And right away, the trailer just hits you with this one line that sets such a chilling tone. It's a kid's voice, full of genuine worry, saying, "There's something wrong with Ben." And you just know, right then and there, that something has gone terribly, terribly wrong. It's the perfect setup for the chaos that's about to unfold. So what's it about? The premise is just brilliantly simple. A family takes their adopted pet chimp, Ben, on a tropical vacation. But, you guessed it, paradise doesn't last long. Ben gets bitten by something rabid, and suddenly their beloved pet goes on a murderous rampage. It's that classic, terrifying natural horror setup, pitting a family against something they once loved, now turned into a monster. So, who's the mind behind all this mayhem? Let's take a look at the director, because this guy is no stranger to putting audiences right on the edge of their seats. That would be Johannes Roberts. Now, if you're a fan of high-concept, super intense horror, you've probably seen his work. He has built a solid reputation for delivering these slick, effective, and often pretty brutal genre films. I mean, his track record really speaks for itself. In 2017, he's the guy who trapped us underwater with sharks in 47 Meters Down. A year later, he made the sequel to The Strangers way scarier than it had any right to be, with Prey at Night. And in 2021, he took us all back to where it started with the Resident Evil reboot. This is a director who absolutely knows how to create that suffocating, high-stakes terror, which, let's be honest, makes him the perfect fit for a killer chimp movie. But as solid as the director is, what's really turning heads with this movie is the cast. I mean, this is not your typical lineup for a killer animal flick. Not at all. Okay, so the family at the center of this nightmare is played by Troy Kotsur as the father Adam, Johnny Sequoyah as his daughter Lucy, and Jessica Alexandra as Hannah. And when you look at what they're known for, you start to see what a really interesting and frankly kind of weird mix of talent this is for a horror film. And this brings us to what is, without a doubt, the most fascinating thing about this whole project. They cast an Oscar-winning dramatic actor to face off against a killer chimp. Let that sink in. The contrast here is just incredible. On one hand, you have Troy Kotsur in Coda giving this profoundly moving, heartwarming performance that rightly won him an Academy Award. And now he's in Primate, playing a guy fighting for his life against a rabid animal. I mean, come on. Casting an actor of his caliber just gives the whole movie this instant gravity, and honestly, it just speaks volumes about his incredible range. And it's not just him. Rounding out the family are two fantastic young actresses. You've got Johnny Sequoyah, who you might recognize from the Dexter revival New Blood. She plays Lucy. And then there's Jessica Alexander, who made a huge splash as the human version of Ursula, Vanessa, in Disney's The Little Mermaid. She's playing Hannah. And speaking of intensity, if you're wondering if she can handle horror, just listen to what her Little Mermaid director, Rob Marshall, said about her. He said it's rare for someone that beautiful and charismatic to be able to then turn into the sea witch literally in front of you and just lose it. That ability to just lose it, yeah, that is exactly what you want in a horror film. All right, so Primate has already had its premiere at the awesome Fantastic Fest. So what's the early word? Let's take a look at how it's being received. First thing to notice, the runtime. Just 89 minutes. You know what that means, right? This thing is going to be tight, lean, with absolutely no fat. It gets in, unleashes its terror, and gets out. There's no time wasted, and honestly, that often makes for the absolute best thrill rides. And here it is. Here's the number that really matters. Based on those first 25 reviews out of the festival, Primate is sitting at a stellar 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. That is a fantastic score for any movie. But for a straight-up creature feature, it's incredible. The buzz is absolutely real. And the official critics' consensus on Rotten Tomatoes just sums it all up perfectly. That's one bad ape, and Primate is one lean, mean, effective chiller. That one sentence tells you everything you need to know. This isn't just some gimmick. It's a direct, brutal, and genuinely successful piece of horror. So let's recap. What do we have here? We have Primate, a new natural horror film from a proven genre director. It's got this incredible, totally unexpected cast led by an Oscar winner, Troy Kotsur. It's hitting theaters on January 9th, 2026. And why does it matter? Because you've got this wild blend of prestige-level talent mixed with brutal B-movie-style thrills. Which, of course, leaves us with one big burning question. Can an Oscar winner going up against a killer chimp actually create a masterpiece? It sounds totally crazy, but based on everything we're seeing, this wild combination might just be crazy enough to deliver the best and maybe the most terrifying horror film of the year.